भाई शाम आते आते पता नहीं आदमी कैसा दिखने लगता है। मेरे हुस्न की है तुम। आज तो गैस कुछ कुछ नहीं, बहुत ज़्यादा लेट हो गया आज तो गैस। क्या करूं मैं इंस्टाग्राम डिलीट भी करना चाहता हूँ, लेकिन बस वेट कर रहा हूँ, वेट कर रहा हूँ। तो गाइस टुडे वी आर नाउ एट चैप्टर 26। 2 चैप्टर अर्जुन की तरफ पढ़ेंगे, उसके बाद निन्नी करेंगे। The closest door clicks shut, leaving Flanny and I in the darkness. I wasn't pitch black where we couldn't see anything, as there was slightly light coming through the cracks of the closest closed. देख रहे हैं, हाँ ये उठ गया। देखिए इस बाल को इस तरह होना चाहिए, तो ये उठ गया। इश I leaned against the wall, making room for Flanny in this small proximity of the closest closest closet closet क्या होता है? I could feel my heartbeat throwing my ears through my ears as we stood there, the mix of nervous and excitement hitting my body. The music from the outside was muffled and blaring. I could hear the group talking and laughing about what we might be doing. मफल्ड मफल्ड हमें एक नया वर्ड मिल गया आज के लिए, और पहले उसको लिख लेते हैं। अरे एक और ग्रेन था, अच्छा ठीक है, मफल्ड लिख लेते हैं, उसके बाद दूसरे पे। MUWF LED। क्या दोस्त, कैसे हो? Okay. And blaring. I could hear the group talking and laughing about what we might be doing. Well, he said after a bit, his voice lower and playful. 7 whole minutes. Hey, what do you want to do? I scoff, trying to make mask my nervousness. What mask? Well, well, what do you want to do? I asked him back. This whole flirting thing is so much easier after a feed drink. Wow, you blushing, he teased, even though he couldn't possibly see my face fully in the dark. No, I'm not. I stood back rather quickly and probably too quickly, but the warmth in my cheeks betrayed me. He chuckled softly as his lungs filled the coolest quickly. It was strong but just enough not to overpower. Okay, relax. It's just a silly game. He paused as he stepped closer towards me. His height toppled over me, his head looking down towards my eyes, unless you actually want something to happen. His tone shifted closer and more daring. His darting eyes couldn't leave mine. All the air in my lungs left after he asked me that. You wish, I muttered back to him, knowing excitedly what he is getting at. I'm not sure if it was the liquid coercing, clearing through my system, or just trying to live my life since everything happened that was giving me this confidence. Maybe I do. He leaned in, barricade. Sir! कहाँ गया भाई? He leaned in, barricade, one hand on the wall beside me, near my face. I could feel his body heat. He was that close to me. Even his lips were only inches away. The question is, do you? My pulses jumped at the question. Of course, I do, but the nerves are peeling on me. I showed which forced my chin up in a show of confidence. I slightly nodded my head. The nerves too much for me to form any words. His grin widened. That's all I need, he said as he swiftly moves forward. His jawline stood out in the dark room as his hands brushed up against my waist. Then ever so quickly, his lips brushed against mine. My whole body tensed in nah, in one motion. क्या मेरा काम नहीं कर रहा क्या? मेरा काम नहीं कर रहा, मैं थोड़ा हल्का रहता है इसलिए यूज कर रहा हूँ। मेरा मैं काम नहीं कर रहा। कर रहा हूँ। My heart hammered so loudly I thought he could even hear it in this small, coolest. My chest rose with panic, bubbling as this was my first kiss. Okay, they are kissing each other. But then the warmth of his mouth pressed more firmly against mine. Stay and serve, and something inside me unraveled. The nerves didn't vanish, but they definitely softened and replaced by dizzy rush of excitement. He kissed me slowly, like he was in no hurry, like we had longer than 7 minutes in here, while our lips interlocked and moving together in rhythm. He lifts his hand to my face, hitched his thumb into my jaw, tightening my chin up. His touch sent me severe down my body, which turned to more confidence as I started to let loose of my nerves. I stepped forward into the kiss, leaning harder into his lips, in which he softly laughed, L-A-U-G-H-E-D, laughed, in the midset of our kiss before dipping it. The nerves flutter in my stomach was still there, but now it was mixed with something sharper, thrill. And in the dark, with his hands on my hips and his lips moving with mine, we almost forgot we were in the corset. All of a sudden, the handle to the corset start turning and I stumbled backward, my lips departing his. My lips were still tingling and my breath was uneven. I tried to gather myself as if I could erase the evidence of our kiss. अब तो नहीं हो सकता भाई. It can't be erased. Light spilled in, and the music became louder as the door of the closet opened ever so quickly, like the group was trying to catch us doing something, anything. Mhm. I blinked rapidly, trying to compose myself as I looked at Flanny. I could actually see his face, and my god, he looks good. His lips pink and wet from our kiss. Calories burn हो रही है guys, calories. The group the group looks into the closet at us. All of their eyes on us. Every single person looking at us, trying to figure out if we did anything. Flanny stood next to me. He was calm, but he had confidence about him. A smug grin on his face shows he enjoyed our kiss. He motions for me to go first out of the closet, and so I did. Him following behind me as we walked out. Him following behind me as we walked out. He walked behind me as we moved back towards the couch. Everyone's eyes on us. Even Landon's eyes couldn't stay off mine. जलन हो रही है भाई. His forward eyebrows and TIGST and the titan jaw made him looked angry. Wow. We sat back down and the group started teasing and whistling at us. सीढ़ियाँ बजा रही है सीढ़ियाँ. Okay. I tried to cool myself down and tried to get rid of my blushed cheeks, but it was not use. The group watched us from any clues as to what happened in there. I sort of liked that it's me and Flanny's little secret that group that the group doesn't know. Don't know. Well, what happened there? Tell us. She's as red as tomato. Don't lie. Flanny grinned at the comment. I could see he was trying to hide his smirk forming on his lip. The same lip I was kissing only a moment ago. Groans and whistles echoed around the group. Oh, come on. Bet you two were. Look at her face. She's totally. Nothing happened there. I say, trying to shut down any thoughts they are thinking of. Flanny shrugged his shoulder, and Smick plastered on his face, his eyes flickering over to me. Believing whatever you want, he shouts finally. The group laughed and whistled and teased us. That was until a voice cut through and laughter. Seriously? It's just a game. Landon muttered, leaning forward on the couch. You were all acting like idiots over a dumb game. No one actually carries what she did in there. The sudden edge in his tone snapped the group quiet. A couple of people exchanged looks at each other. Alright, chill out. Someone joked continuously and nervously. But Lyndon wasn't smiling, just jaw tightened every more. His eyes sharp on me for a split second before flicking away. The anger in his voice wasn't playing, it was personal. This man hates me. I shifted uncomfortably in my seat. My throat's dry. Flanny spun his head towards me and noticed my uncomfortableness. Wow, कितना बड़ा word है. Whoa, someone's grumpy tonight. Flanny eyebrows raised as he shot back at his brother. Oh, maybe I just don't find it interesting watching her make a fool of herself. He cuts back. The group react harshly. Some people will do anything for attention. I have had enough of his grumpy comments even from the start of the game. If he doesn't like it, then leave. The fire in my belly grew with anger. I'm not going to let. Yes, guys, we are back. Because of a bit network issue, we were a bit delayed. Okay, at least I'm not sitting on the sidelines, slacking and pretending I'm above everyone else. I cut back, people speaking in the group, waiting for his reply. The group felt nervous for what's to happen, but eager to find out. Landon leaned forward. His tone deepened. You don't get it. You do you? Nobody actually takes you seriously. You were just a nobody trying to fit in. Those words burned harshly in my chest, but the tone in my voice changed. People take you seriously, but just not in the way you think. All they ever see is that chip on your shoulder and the way you push everyone away. You were not intimidating, you were exhausting. The group roared and groaned together. Flanny whistled as he leans back with a grin plastered across his face. See got you there, mate. Flanny tipped his head towards me. His grin widened, widening. Told you she was full of surprises. Landon glared sharp to his brother, but for once he didn't have a comeback. His fist clawed on his knees, jaw tighter, before he finally leaned back in his chair, radiating silent fury. Now, guys, we are on 27. Okay. The silence stretched. The air felt tight in the room. Suddenly, with what had just been said, no one seemed to breathe until someone gave a nervous laughter. Maybe we should take a break, Tilly said, standing up from the couch, trying to ease the tension. Music too good to waste, sitting, playing truth or dare, she added excitingly while giving her hand out for me to grab. There were a few relieved murmurs of agreement, everyone sneezing the moment to move on. Henry stood up and cranked up the music on one of the speaker, making the ground collectively get louder. Alex, London, and Flanny ended up leaving and making their way through to the kitchen. London and Flanny both looked my way as they left the couch towards the kitchen. I take a deep breath, trying to calm myself. I'm not going to let the ruin my night. Okay, lady. Come on, girls, let's go to the dance floor, Adira suggested, and we collectively agreed. Tilly took my hand, I took Adira's, and she took Franklin's hand, and we squeezed the dancing crowd. My vision getting a little foggy and a little blurry, but I know I, I know in my system. I might settle on this last drink.
Pikapi, Pikachu,
We make our way to the middle of
Pikapi, Pikachu.
the music thumping so hard I could feel it through my chest. I started to dance and play around with the girls, feeling lighter since the altercation only minutes ago. I felt amazing here. I, wa- I was dancing with someone of my friends and my first party at this sacred boarding school. क्या क्या दिखते हैं यार मैं साला गया क्यों साला गया भाई ना my visions as getting a little foggy and a little blurry, but I know it's just the alcohol in my system. I might settle on this last drink. We make our way to the middle of the dance floor, the music thumping so hard I could feel it through my chest. I started to dance and play around with the girls, feeling lighter since the alteration only minutes ago. I felt amazing. Here I was dancing with someone of my friends at my first party at this sacred boarding school. I couldn't believe the sudden change in my life. The flashing lights built into the roof, catching into my eyes, and the stubble lighting hitting our skin. I spun around while I danced, but something jolt, jolted me harshly. A hand grabbed my waist, stopping my movement of the spin. Dance with me, a guy shrugged, pulling me closer. He reeked of alcohol. I tried to tug free, but his grip was unretelling. His breath sure and his grin fluttered when I res- resisted. Come on, don't be difficult, he muttered again. His voice hardened. Just dance. My stomach dropped his finger. My stomach dropped. His fingers tightened around my waist. That he still hadn't let go of. He held so tight it was like he was pressing on my bones. All of a sudden, my chest caved in. Suddenly, it wasn't this drunk guy face I could see anymore. It was my dad's. It was my dad's rusted cuff biting into my skin. A dark, empty room. My father's voice sharp, sharp. My mother's silence heavier than the chair that held me captive. Stop fighting, stop struggling. No one is coming to save you. Those words repeating in my head. All I saw was flashback of only a week ago. The room started to spin and the loud music started to warp into a distant echo. My breathing became increasingly faster. Hey, I'm talking to you. The guy's voice cut into me harshly and with irritation. My knees buckled, my body betraying me in this moment. My head was spinning, and then Lenny said in front of me, slid in front of me, so fast that the guy stumbled backwards. She said no, Lenny said evenly, but there was an edge under his calm, an edge that I hadn't heard from Flanny before. His arms shifted back, holding me. My, you deaf or just stupid? The guy opened his mouth, then shut it again when Fleming grinned separately, sharpened. ये भाई खतरनाक है. Muttering something under his breath, and he let go of my wrist, and he melted into the crowd. I was gasping for air, but my lungs refused to work. My hands trembling violently, my whole body shaking as my knees gave away and stumbled backward. Plenty caught me swiftly, his face blurry and his words staggering. Octavia, he had crouching. क्या बताइए क्या क्या देख रहे हैं देखे नहीं है कोई वो देखते हैं टुकुर टुकुर he said crouching to meet my eye level a worry look platted all over his face. Hey, look at me. You are you okay? You are okay? You're okay? You're okay. He's gone. But his words were no help. The walls were still caving in, pressing on my chest, my father's shadow, and my brother's silence. The weight of my heavy chains beating into my wrist. Cleaning hand brushed against mine. Breathing with me, he said slowly and passionately. He exaggerated the inhale, then the exhale, his eyes looking onto mine and in and out. I have got you. My chest, my first breath escaped like grass, sacking and non-existing. The next week I stumbled, but slowly and finally my lungs started to obey. There you go, Lenny mumbled, the corner of his mouth lifting ever so slightly. The void on his face still there, but softer. Everything was still blurry and spinning, but I was climbing down. The version of my dad started to disappear and his voice getting quieter and quieter until my eyes met his. You okay? When he asked me, I looked around me, embarrassed as that teaser still stammered down my face. Tilly, Aditya, and Frankie all stood there, looking worried and unsure what to do to help me. Lenny, you should take her back to the room. Tilly said, we all grab some food and water for her and bring it up to her. After she is settled and calm, Frankie add on. A few other strangers looked confused as they looked down on me. My breathing was more composed, but the tears couldn't stop forming and then flowing down my face. Faleni just nodded quickly before helping me up off the floor. Come on, let's get out of here. His hands helped me up off the floor. His hand wrapped around my waist for support and he moved my arm to go over his shoulder. I used him to balance myself as we started walking towards through the crowd. I hated that I needed his help. Anyone's help for that matter. Every step every step I took towards my room felt like walking through a storm. The music throbbed on heavy and re- re- rel- relentless. I couldn't stop shaking. I thought I was doing good. I was just trying to enjoy my night. I have never felt this before. As we walked through the drunken crowd, people were laughing, drinking. I used to, I used to every step, I, every step I took towards my room felt like walking through a storm. The music throbbed on, heavy and relentless. I couldn't stop shaking. I thought I was done doing good. I was just trying to enjoy my night. I have never felt this before. As we walked through the drunken crowd, people were laughing, drinking, sharing around, and shoulder bumping into me, shaking and making me blink. Watch your steps, you are almost there, he said, guiding me through the crowd. His arm shifted just enough to sail me through the bodies, pressing into me. He didn't trust me. He didn't let go. He just anchored me. A couple of party goers glazed over. I heard someone whisper, "What's wrong with her?" My cheeks burned red, but Flanny's sharp look shut them up before they could say anything else. We kept moving forward. The further we got from the main living room space, the thinner the noise and music became. The bass softened into a dull pulse under my feet, the laughter fading into echo behind us. My breathing started, but the tears couldn't be stopped. I hated how pathetic I looked. We walked past the kitchen and it was a lot quieter than the main area. That's when I saw him, Landon. He was leaning against the hallway that connected the kitchen, one hand holding onto the same red cup, the other buried into his pocket. The shadow of the party cut sharp and across his face, cut sharp lines across his face, and his eyes so dark. His eyes met mine for a split second, and my breath snatched again, not because of warmth and sympathy, but because there was nothing. No raised eyebrow, no speak, no glance of frown on his face. He was unreadable, as if I was just another drunk girl being led away at a party. He was the whole thing. My eyes flowing with tears, my twisted breath, and whatever happened on the dance floor. Yet nothing was red on his face. Like he felt absolutely not remorse. My stomach twisted. Someone, somehow, that hollow stared cup deeper than I. Then, if he was to simmer at me or insult me like he has before, that man is wild. And now we are on our another topic, another chapter, and this is 28. So, guys and girls, it's 11:22 Maccabees, and we are now going to stop our live stream here. If you think you like our video or live stream, do hit like button, subscribe it, and also make our YouTube channel a bit good by suggesting your words what we can improve more. And that's all from my side, guys, for today. And for tomorrow, we were on the same time, 10 p.m. to 11 for our next chapter. For today, good night, and for tomorrow, welcome. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Jai Sri Ram, Jai Sri Ram, Jai Sri